Hey everybody, it's Mike. I'm over here in Orange, Texas. And yes, of course, I was making a trip, dropping off a crew member here. And I just happened to notice this. This is a Presbyterian church. I hope this will come out. I don't have a tripod or anything. I want to show you guys, when you see a building like this and you start to look at the intricate details, see how this has the copper dome on top? And it's got that, what almost looks like an antenna up there. And I don't know if you can see this. Is that a gargoyle or something on the top there? This almost looks like an old, what I would think would be more like a courthouse building. It really doesn't look like a church. It almost looks like a mausoleum or a bank, maybe? Really bizarre, y'all. I had to stop and do a video. I've been watching these Tartarian videos. Look at this. This right here. This thing is granite. Solid, huge piece of granite just on the fence. Look, on both sides of it. Nobody would make anything like that these days. Look at this. Letcher Memorial Church Building, founded in 1878. I'm not going to read all that. You could slow it down and make that big enough where you could look at that if you'd like. I just want to show you some of the details of this. This is all granite or sandstone. I'm not sure. Granite's real hard. Sandstone's kind of soft. I'm not a stone expert. Look at these light poles. Or whatever these things are. I don't know what they are. Look at the intricate detail. It says a Letcher on them. I don't know what Letcher means. This place is incredible. The way that it's built. No one would ever build anything like this today. Okay? Look at the doorways. Look at the doors. Okay, I don't know if these are original doors or not, because when I see the size of this opening, you could have had doors much bigger than this initially if you wanted. This is so massive, y'all. Do y'all have any idea how huge this is? This is like 3 foot across. Just incredibly huge structure. This is not small. This is not the way they build things these days. And of course, they've got the church windows in it that are beautiful. I'm sure they're worth a small fortune. But first question in my mind is, were those original windows? Something tells me they aren't. So they're saying they built this thing back in the 1800s or the late 1800s or the early 1900s? Back when they barely even had cars? They could build stuff like this? How did they haul this stuff around? They didn't have highways and roads like we have now. See, once again, the doorway, which this door looks pretty fancy, but it kind of looks like when you look at the opening from top to bottom, those doors could have been a lot bigger initially, and then they built something in its place. Just like this could have been a doorway, in my opinion. Beautiful, stained glass. Of course, with the Anglo-Saxon people from the Bible, which we all know Israel is close to Northern Africa. It is Northern Africa. There's no Anglo-Saxons that came from Northern Africa. Look at this massive, it's just incredible, you guys. I just happened across this, had no idea I would see something like this today. This is the back side of the building. The back side of this building has more detail in it than the front of any building built today. I'm gonna walk all the way around, so if this is boring to you, fine. I understand. But this is my first video of Tartarian structure, in my opinion. Look, another gargoyle on the back. Why would you put a gargoyle on a church? What Christian wants gargoyles on their church? Why does it have a dome made out of copper? How could they have made domes out of copper back in the early 1900s that would still be intact today? Y'all, we have been lied to in history. If you're on my channel, you probably have questions of your own. So go look up some of these Tartarian structures. I was telling you, I see videos from Los Angeles, bridges, all kind of structures that are just incredibly built like this. And when you hear about like the fires of San Francisco and all these other places that had fires and earthquakes and all this destruction, you know, the knowledge now is saying these places were intentionally destroyed so they could erase this history from us. They don't want us to see how they used to build stuff like this. They did not build this stuff with a horse and buggy hauling these heavy granite pieces. And how would you have hoisted this without some kind of massive machinery or something? You know, just like the Egyptian pyramids. You didn't build that with some kind of wimpy little technology. You had to have machinery to cut these things, to inscribe these things like this right here. You don't do this kind of work on rock without machinery. That is not done with a chisel and a hammer. All right, so I just wanted to show you this while I was right here. I want to do a short video like always. I went all the way around the building. You can look this up yourself. It's called the Letcher Memorial Church Building. Look, it says fine, I want to show you this. Fine workmanship and materials appear throughout the structure. The beautiful art glass windows were made by Lamb Studios of New York. For the upper foyer, Mrs. Letcher chose 3 prize-winning windows from the 1893 Chicago World's Fair. The marble came from Italy and the granite was shipped by rail from Llano, Texas. The dome is topped by a copper cupola. Decorations on the sanctuary ceiling and walls have gold leaf overlay. The pews and wood paneling in the organ loft or mahogany mosaic work adorns the pulpit, marble communion table, and baptismal font. Okay, so you want to sell me on the fact that little old church buildings back in the day when people could barely eat and they were struggling and picking cotton, somehow they could have stuff shipped from Italy and all points around from long distances to build their church. Does this sound like what people do these days? Do people build stuff out of granite and ship it from Italy to build buildings for a church? All right, guys, I hear a siren. I think that's all I needed to hear. It's time to go. I mean, it's just an ambulance. God bless whoever might need some help. God bless them. God be with them. This is my video for today. Hope you enjoy it. See y'all next one. God bless.